Hello and welcome to NDTV. I'm Rohit Khilnani. Joining me is Arjun Mathur. Arjun, firstly, thank you so much for coming here.
Thank you so much for having me.
You know, Arjun, you're not new to this industry. You've been working for a long time. 2009 we saw you in a film. 2010 we saw you in a film. My Name is Khan was 2010.
At least 2010. Yeah.
Luck by Chance was 2009.
2009.
Tell me one thing. Firstly, how did those breaks happen?
Actually, prior to Luck by Chance, I had already done a couple of short films.
Right.
The first time that the first short film I'd ever done was a film called Migration.
Right,
with
of course.
Meera Nair,
yes.
Which Zoya had incidentally also written. Right. And then I was, as part of the same series, I was in Farhan's film Positive. So those had already happened before Luck by Chance. Zoya, I've known before I started acting.
Right.
She was been an extremely supportive influence right from the beginning. Like, she is the one who helped me pick pictures out of my first portfolio and stuff like that. Yeah. So, I mean, that was really when she asked me to be a part of Luck by Chance. It was a no-brainer for me.
Right.
The character was great. The script was amazing. And anything for Zoya. Right from then, I would do anything for her.
Right.
So that's how that happened. My Name is Khan. I know that it was Luck by Chance which impressed Karan somewhat, and it was through an audition process.
Right.
Yeah, very much.
If I take you back, do you remember the fame adulation at that time that you got?
Well, I wouldn't say like groundbreaking fame or anything.
Because both these were important films, big films by very well-known filmmakers.
Yeah, but the parts were also supporting parts that that kind of fulfilled that particular need in those scripts.
Right.
And the films are not my vehicles, so to speak. So fame and adulation, I mean, definitely there was a lot of appreciation for whatever work I did in the films, but it wasn't like overnight stardom or anything. Yeah.
And then, of course, now you're a household name, everybody. This fame and adulation is completely different from earlier. What did you do in the gap? Of course, we saw you on and off. How was this? Because that was about 8-9 years ago.
Yeah. Well, so those were the first few films that I did, My Name is Khan, a film called My Friend Pinto. But I was not feeling very satisfied with just fulfilling that best friend need in commercial films, So I think I naturally just started gravitating towards more independent cinema, which at least was giving me more to do. It was far more satisfying for any actor to be able to shoulder a project. So at least so I was doing that, and a whole bunch of indie films, Fireflies, Coffee Bloom, another pretty commercial film called Ankur Arora Murder Case. And I also was I did a television show for a UK channel called Indian Summers. And Bring on the Night. I've been doing stuff.
Right, of course.
I've been doing
and that's
stuff.
why I said we keep seeing you on and off. I saw Coffee Bloom. I absolutely loved it.
Wow, thank
you. Tell me, so what keeps you going in that gap when this is, the appreciation you've got now is something what every actor waits for. But what keeps you going till you arrived at this point?
I think it's just that's all you have to do. Just keep going.
Right.
There's nothing else. I think what keeps you going really, I think what really is the fuel is disappointments.
Teaches you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think every time, with every rejection I faced in all those years, every time I was, every time it was implied that, this is what, this is the space I have to be happy with as an actor, and that leading actor thing will elude me.
Right.
It's the determination to prove that wrong is what keeps you going.
Amazing.
Really.
And then comes this Made in Heaven, which again Zoya approaches you. Were there firstly did Zoya approach you? Did someone else approach you for this?
So I had been hearing that Zoya is writing this thing about wedding planners.
Right.
I'd heard that a while ago, and the first time I got a call, it was just a call for an audition from Nandini Shrikant.
Right.
And I went in and did that audition, and came back. I was called in again. The second time that I went in, Nandini casually slips to me that, oh, you know, Mathur, this character, they're not sure right now, but this character may or may not be gay. And I was like, I found that a little strange. I was like, the show is written.
Either is gay or is
not. But they were testing the waters because, rightly so, they thought that I would not.
You would say no?
Because I've played a homosexual twice before in my career. And so it's not that I have any apprehensions about it, but just this, I've challenged myself with it already.
Right.
And there's no need for me to just keep doing that and be repetitive,
Right.
And
Then who convinced you for it?
So my first meeting with Zoya after that second audition with Zoya and Nitya, I went in with that and I shared that apprehension, and Zoya just said, okay, take it home, read it. And I took it home, took me one night, and by the time I finished, I was like, what is this?
Tell us, what did you read? Was it just great writing?
It was great writing. Other than that, the first thing that hit me was like, wow, this show has such a strong female voice. And I think that was the first reaction. I just wanted to be a part of that. Honestly, it was just this material that wasn't dripping in misogyny, and I had a completely different gaze on things, and I just wanted to be a part of that. And then coming to my character and his own stand and voice, I thought was an extremely important one. I thought the show generally had a very loud voice, about a lot of things, including towards support for the gay community. And we all have gay friends. We say we support them, and we're all for them, and this, that, and the other. But that day it hit me for the first time that as long as in our minds there is still this division of gay part, straight part, I think that support is empty. So in Made in Heaven, I saw the opportunity for my support to really put my money where my mouth is, and for my support to not be empty.
So the apprehension that you had before, and when Zoya told you just read it, what was that for? Because you've done it before, or was there some other reason?
I think she wanted me to just see and realize that it's not it's not a stereotypical. It's not written that way. It's not. It is different from, even if I've played a gay character before, it's something completely different. What it's saying is completely different. And I think she just wanted me to see that for myself, which I did very clearly.
And also when people like Zoya, Nitya, they write it, what is it that's really stood out for your character? You said it has great female characters and strong roles. For your character, what is it that clicked with you?
No, I didn't mean that it had only great female characters. Even the male characters are written with the same. They're written with amazing sensitivity and insight, and so I think even for my character, just the levels of emotion, the layers and levels of emotion that they had delved into were just, other people might have completely missed all those layers. What I mean? And it comes through not only in the writing, but even when we're on set, and the way that they explain things, or they just have a different way of dealing and relating and expressing, and I'm just so lucky.
Great. You're the best person to tell us, what is Zoya like on a set?
Oh man, she's amazing. Seldom, I don't think I've ever seen anyone be so crystal clear on exactly what she wants and how she wants it. And she's already won half the battle by being so precise about her casting, which is, I think, a real skill that she has. I almost think that she kind of indulges in this thing called cruel casting, wherein she's actually just casting people for the person they are, not how well will she loves casting non-actors, because she's just casting people for what they are, and things that I might see as a weakness in me, or another actor might see as a weakness in themselves, is exactly what she is tapping into, because that's what she wants for this character, and she just manages to get that. But coming to how she is on a set,
Yes.
for me at least, wow, she's my movie mama. You know,
Nice,
she like holds your hand
Right.
and like it's loving and gentle and it's beautiful.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, when someone tells you play a negative role, a comedy role, you can look around and you can, those may not be that tough, maybe, I don't know. But when someone tells you, and you're not gay, and someone tells you to play gay, what is that on a set like? When you have to be in that mental space of kissing another guy, be getting physical, what is that mental space on that day on a set?
So on a day-to-day, it's no different from playing a heterosexual part. It's just, and that was the brief and that's how they wanted it. It was not to be expressed through my mannerisms or tone of voice or any such thing. You are not supposed to be able to tell that this character is gay just by looking at him.
Right.
You know, he's alpha, he's male, he's in control.
It's not caricaturish.
Not at all, not at all. And it's just that his sexual preference is different.
Right.
I also think that like this question itself is a
right.
little
I know,
you know, because
absolutely,
because it kind of like I've done this, but when someone asks me, you know, what is it like to play a homosexual character? And when I answer that question,
right.
it completely negates
the thing. But is it just tough to be in the mental space on a film set?
Not at all. Not at all.
Right.
I was totally in the mental space of myself,
right,
as myself,
right.
And it's only and only when I had to do an intimate scene
right.
with a male that things got a little uncomfortable for me, and whatever.
Right. But you did it so well, so that's just great acting.
I just plaster my girlfriend's face on whoever it is and go for it.
No wonder it works so well. No, you know, and you're right about it. Every time these questions are asked, we in fact differentiate between all these characters. So tell me, did these things play on your mind about how family will react, how will friends react, how will you know, someone close to you, or just social media, or someone will react?
No, not really. My family, while I was shooting it, I mean, family's always been extremely supportive of every choice I've ever made.
Right.
And as our friends, of course, friends come at you with the leg pulling now and then, but that's part of the territory. And but I'll say that after post-release, and now that people have watched it,
right,
the kind of reactions that I've got from my family or old associations, friends, it's so encouraging because not one person has cringed.
Amazing. You know? And is everyone proud of you now?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and nowhere is it's nowhere been mentioned that, oh, that was weird or that was awkward or watching you do that was strange.
Right.
Everybody just went with it.
Right.
You know, they totally believed the love story or whatever it was that was being presented.
Right. You know, we are so used to a commercial theatre release. Yeah. This was different. Tell me, what was the release day like? What was the first feelers that it has worked actually?
So I'm going to quote someone who has said that, you know, a film release is like a man's orgasm, quick, and this is like a woman's orgasm, really slow and leisurely, and it's true because like you know, even now, says someone who's watching it for the first time today.
Right.
There'll be someone who will be watching it for the first time 2 years down the line.
Yeah. It's always
available.
there.
It's always there, and it's available across 280 countries. There was a film I did recently called Brij Mohan Amar Rahe.
Yeah, of course. Yes.
That while shooting it, it was not known entirely whether it's going to have a theatrical release or what. And had it had a theatrical release, it would have ended up in some theatres in the outskirts, morning shows, 1 week, gone.
Right.
And I'm so glad that it released on Netflix.
Right.
It's reached this amazingly wide audience.
Absolutely.
And till now I'm getting messages from people abroad, white people, all kinds of people who are watching the film with subtitles and like, wow, amazing.
Great.
You know?
Right. You know, so tell us, what were the first, how did you get to know first that, okay, this show has really worked? Was it social media? Was it Zoya? Was it your co-actors?
I think the first, it was a slow trickle. We always believed we have something good in our hands.
Okay. You all knew that? You all were confident about that?
Of course. We knew that the show had a really strong voice, obviously. Right. And by the time we finished shooting, we knew we had put in our best. Everybody, everybody on that crew is like top of their game.
Absolutely.
You know, and So we knew it was something good, but the kind of response I don't think anyone expected. Honestly. Like even like Alankrita or Zoya, or like the first responses started coming in.
It is the best show we've made.
And everyone was like, what is happening? Because it's because the resonance is not just like, hey, good job, good work, hey, you made a good show. It's like, thank you. You know, like people are expressing just so much gratitude for this being put out, and that is something that we didn't realize or foresee, you know.
Right. You know, are you someone who logs on to the social media and you would read the comments, what your fans are writing, what people are writing on YouTube and everywhere else?
Not so much, but now and then I get shown stuff. Like there are a lot of
people who come and show you.
Yeah, there are a lot of people around me who are more excited than me about like, oh, my followers increasing and this, that. So they are keeping track of a lot of stuff and they keep showing me all these funny comments. They're hilarious.
Right. Anyway, what does Made in Heaven do to your career and to you personally?
To me personally, I mean, it's just one of the most special, probably the most special for what it's for, the gifts that it's giving me now. But other than that, the team, you know, I hope I luck out again and again working with a team like this, because I've never felt so taken care of, so cushioned, because it was just a whole bunch of like-minded people, a lot of friends, a lot of very close friends, like the DOP Jai Oza, he's like my younger brother. You know, the background music is done by Gaurav Raina, who again is like a brother to me. And so all around me, there were just like all these people, well-wishers, supporters, friends, talented individuals who are all working together to make this feel the way it feels. And
professionally, what does this do to your career?
We'll have to see. I know that like I've spent, you know, after we finished shooting Made in Heaven, I spent pretty much all of 2018 refusing a lot of work. Like,
and that's because
there is, of course, a deluge of online content being created right now, but I feel that a lot of it is of extremely compromised quality. So knowing I have a Made in Heaven in my kitty, I didn't want to dilute that with anything that didn't match up to its quality, to be honest, because I believed in the quality. And sure enough, I think it was the right thing to have done, because things are changing, and I hope it does great things for me professionally.
It will. You know, as compared to 5-10 years ago, is this the best time, Arjun, for actors like yourself, where just there are so many people coming to you with, like you said, web show offers?
Yeah, I think so. You know, I was 21 years old when, or 20 or something, when I moved to Bombay and I started working as an assistant director. It was 2001. Dil Chahta Hai had just released. And I still think that film was really like a landmark in just bringing about some form of new sensibility to cinema. And, you know, I think it encouraged a lot of filmmakers to start pursuing new directions and ways of presenting our films, you know. And so, right from then, I kind of knew that this is an interesting time, you know, and that was 2001. We're 20 years down now.
2019, absolutely.
You know, almost. And definitely, this is by far the most exciting time, not only for actors, but first and foremost for the creators and writers who are getting to, you know, write stories like this.
For everybody's got work. Writers, directors,
character arcs that are this fleshed out. I really think that writers are having most of the fun as actors.
And well-deserved fun.
And as actors, we fortunately get to dive into that material. But absolutely. Look at it's only because the space isn't confined to the rules of Bollywood that they were able to go with this cast. You know? And and I think there's so much talent in this city waiting to be tapped, and I think it finally now is starting to be.
Lastly, for all the people who loved you and enjoyed you in Made in Heaven, what can you tell them at this point? Where do they see you next?
Well, Made in Heaven Season 2 was just announced. So why doesn't everyone ask them to write it fast so you can see me next there? Other than that, there's a couple of things, I just can't talk about it yet. So
we'll track your social media for that.
Definitely.
Great, Arjun. Thank you for coming in and keep doing these amazing work. You really entertained us with this show. Thank you so much.
Thank you.